walking right by me like it's nothing. Fuck you thinking I saw you feeling me across the room. Now let me have you come here. Can we skip the games and the 3-day text? Oh baby, you have got nothing to fear. Do you fuck with me or am I losing it? Trying to make things clear. Let me take you to my place. Just leave the talking to me and open up, you'll see that I wanna take you back to my place. Just take a walk with me so everyone can see us. What if I told you that I knew I'd figure it out without a doubt? I say, so get those eyes on me from across the room. Or let me have you come here. Can we skip the games and the 3-day text? Oh baby, you have got nothing to fear. Fuck with me or am I losing it? Trying to make things clear. Neutron! Is she for real? I'm looking at you, walking right by me like it's nothing. Fuck you thinking. Let me take you to my place. Just leave the talking to me and open up, you'll see that I wanna take you back to my place. Just take a walk with me so everyone can see us. Let me take trouble finding my past in places I've known to call home. And even if I could recover, I still wouldn't have a reason to stay here. No, I would keep running from who I am now, desperately looking for someone to heal me. Please make yourself appear from the mist. I know I can see you now, I can't refuse. Please make your way out of the dark now. Make me believe that I still have reason to stay here. I'm lost without you. I'll move every mountain here for you. Let it go, just let it go. I promise to go where we last held on. I'll fall without you, right to the ground beneath the grass I'll lay. My bones will shed the tears I left, leaving the memory we once shared. I'll be the one who says sorry for the life I gave you then. I'll come out the dark now. Make me believe that I still have a reason to stay.
Family, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. What is up, team? And welcome back to the channel yet again, right? I know that I'm getting here again, a little bit of that issue here with the the focus, but it's all good. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing to roll up in here one more time, right? What is up, team? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And yes, actually, guys, I'm really happy that you're able to that you're able to enjoy those tracks that I put up, right? Yes, they are me, right? I am the singer, and I am the performer. I guitars, bass, drums, all that shit, team. That was a long time ago. Guys. I was a recording artist. I was assigned and touring. I was in a signed and touring band that I established. All good, man. But that shit was a long ass time ago, right? But everything is good in the hood now, team. We're doing this thing here in a trade, and it's pretty fucking chilling, right? So, guys, I am very excited here to talk to you about. Of course, you know what? If we have the time, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the analysis here based on XRP as well. But the reason why I actually started this live stream here is because of the Cyber Monday and Black Friday sale that I put up for the Arca Bulls team that I now am presenting to you, right? So go ahead and click the description below and take a look at the deals that I have up for you, and this is actually one of them, right? I couldn't fit. What I will say is that there are two halves to the Momentum Channels ABT trading system. Okay, so what ABT is Arca Bulls trading systems, right? So that is actually actually us right here, right? And I am the developer of the algorithms myself. So I write them, right? So these algos that you're going to see in here that have these buy and sell signals, these are things that I personally wrote, right? For example, here, this is a short signal here. You get the short, and then this is the end of the short, right? So it tells you to cover here. So it could be done in both ways. This can be done both to the upside and to the downside, right? I'm sorry, both to the upside and the downside. So short bias and long bias strategy here. What I'm saying here is that this Cyber Monday and the Cyber Monday and Black Friday actually caught me here a little bit by surprise because I couldn't finish the second half of the algorithm, right? So the algorithm here is actually the original one. It's called ABT Momentum Channels, and this is your standard buy and sell strategy, right? Based around the first ever Hull bands, HULL, right? And I'm using Hull bands to measure volatility in a different from a different perspective, right? So that's currently what I'm doing within this strategy, and also by there's a whole bunch of sauce underneath that, right? I can't exactly explain it all to you, or else I'd be giving away the entirety of the fucking magic behind it, right? Can't do that. But it's all good. So I'm gonna just go ahead and rely on your brains to do the magic here, right? So I have a backup system within this, right? So yes, you do have the buy and the sell signal, but if you take a look closer, right, you're gonna notice that the clouds, they start getting a little more intense in the green side as price increases, and it starts kind of diminishing or turns red as soon as price starts going towards the downside, right? That is your fail safe, right? So you're gonna get the bands to turn their color once there is weakness inside of the trend, right? And if there's no weakness, then you're going to continue this green bias, similar to what you're looking at from this chart right over here, right? So you're seeing right here that this gets into a very, very light type of green, and then it increases, it explodes towards that upside, and price action just essentially rips and rips and rips. Right here, we're using the XRP asset to give us this probability, right? So guys, this is an indicator that I was going to offer here as a subscription base only, and this was something that I was going to put together here as something that I would be advertising for around $200 a month, but I'm giving it to you for $79.99 forever. So if you guys want that, go ahead and click on the link in the description below and use the square link and DM me your TradingView username, and I will give you lifetime access for this. You can have it forever. And that is only the first half. With that same thing, I'm telling you that you're going to get now the second half to this, okay? So the second half to this, team, is where I believe the magic could actually land, right? And the reason I'm saying that, team, is because the second half is called the strategy. It's called the strategy algorithm, right? So it is momentum channels even still, except that the strategy algorithm now applies and embeds the ability for you to be able to use within the TradingView software the performance summary or the strategy tester, which is actually in the tabs right below, and I'm gonna show you right here, right? So if you're looking at this strategy tester, right, this is the area where you're going to be able to click right down here in the bottom. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. The thing is in the way. So right down here, strategy tester, this is what you hit, and you'll be able to look at the performance summary of whatever criteria it is that you're observing here in the certain time frame, right? So you're going to be able to not only use like a specific criteria, like, okay, you want to start with initial capital. You put here, I want to make this much amount of money into whatever amount of money, right? And if that's your idea, then you put down whatever amount of money you want to start off with. You're going to use USD, Euro. You're going to use contracts here, USD or percentage of equity. You put the units that you're trying to buy, right? In this case, contracts, just look at them as coins or shares, right? It's just the description of whatever you're purchasing here, the asset, right? Commission is based here on stocks. We're looking at a very standard 0.003%, and I'm using this criteria here just to kind of start off. The reason why I'm saying that you guys caught me a little bit early here with my pants down with the Cyber Monday and Black Friday is because I already finished the algorithm here, which is the strategy algorithm, right? This is done. It's already printed. I already have the developer notes. I already have the way that you can use it and everything, except that the presets were something that I was going to create for you, and I'm still developing them as we speak, right? So this is where you create this window here. Sorry, guys. Right? So this right here is where you would create those. Man, I got to get this thing to stop auto-focusing like all crazy. This is where you would develop that strategy, right? You would develop a certain amount of criteria against a specific time frame of your choice here, and you start to test whatever becomes the most profitable solution. So the trick here is to make sure that you can find within all that criteria that you're going to hit here within the settings, right? You're going to find it within inputs here. You have a short EMA period, a long SMA period, and a rate of change length. So within these three options and within these options here, for example, you're going to get percentage change in profitability if you simply remove on bar close down here. So you're going to get different results with every different metric that you choose, right? So FC is now 33.33% without these selected, and we want to make sure that the margin for the long positions would actually be, let's just say 100% of this, because we are trading here we're trading whatever we want to risk in the markets, and it's going to be systems based, right? So this way, if it does do that, or if it gives you all this criteria or whatever it is, then you'll be able to see what it's like to get the signals from the buy side, from the original indicator, momentum channels, which is the little pink tab in the back, and the algorithms from TradingView within your criteria. Does it match it, right? Does it have the same situation here where it tells you to short at a certain area, where it tells you to long at a certain area, right? And does it go up after you long it? All that good stuff. So this is what I'm introducing to you is not only the momentum channels as an automatic car, right? But I am also giving you, with the same purchase, the manual transmission car as well, right? So I'm going to give you the 7-speed manual transmission or manual block, right? As well as the automatic block with its gear shifters, right? So just look at it like that, right? So yes, this would be something that you would potentially own forever. And I'm giving you both of the manual transmission, right, and the automatic transmission here, literally for $79.99. And I'm just allowing only a few people into this, so you just know that I allowed for Black Friday 35 people, and that went out, gone. So I'm gonna allow another few people here to purchase this indicator for $79.99, and then it'll be gone for literally forever. I will never do that again for momentum channels. Okay, so momentum channels is currently being strategized. I'm putting down the methodology here. I'm actually writing the conditions for the best performance possible within the TradingView strategy tester, and everything will be good. Yeah, the paddle shifters, CG. I knew you knew what I meant, man. Yeah, you're gonna get your paddle shifters right behind carbon fiber if you want them, man. Let's do that, right? So, guys, this is one of the algorithms that I presented to you, and there is another way that you can get it too, right? So it isn't only the $79 that you can get this for life, right? You're just gonna have access to it all the time for both of them, literally both of them. So not just the automatic transmission, also the manual transmission, right? So where you can attenuate every single last detail that you can within the algorithm itself. Take a bite, baby. Right? So you're gonna get both of them. Now, I offered another thing, because you guys already know that my Lifeline membership here to trade with Arca Bulls and the analysts every morning, that's the Lifeline membership cost to pay just one fee forever to trade with me is $250, right? So what I'm doing is actually for Black Friday and Cyber Monday is I'm offering 2 independent strategies that I've already put together for you, not including the momentum channels. It's not including these, But what I am doing is I am including two other strategies that I've written. Guys, I have massive amounts of libraries of buy and sell signals and different strategies. So I'm going to include my Long John Silver strategy and my Golden Death strategy. And this is another one that actually gives you the buy and sell signals to test the validity of whatever the criteria of this algorithm is against whatever asset it is that you're trading. So in this case, you'd be able to also apply that manual type of feel, adjust with your amount of risk, adjust with whatever you want, right? And I am going to continue updating these as we go. For example, over the next 2 or 3 days, ABT momentum channels here, the momentum channels, I'm talking about the manual one, right? This one here. The manual transmission one, the one that we're looking at right in here, right? We're going to be observing this with one more change. I'm going to add the ability to, this one here. Yeah, I'm going to add the ability to add a trailing stop loss order by different metrics, right? So I'm going to have either a trailing stop loss, or I'm going to add something else that can add for risk management within the algorithm. So all of those things are in development, right? So as you purchase this, you're going to see me up the game on them as we go, because I always service them. I always update them. I always think of new things that I want to make them, that I want to add to them to optimize them, right? And make them better, like more foolproof. So that's exactly what I'm saying here, team. So just check out the different options down below, because I'm also saying that we could be using the master's course alongside two of those algorithms, buy, sell, alongside the trading team for numbers that you have never seen before. And I already have a bunch of master students right now that have literally already taken advantage of it. So good job to you guys. Make sure to send me the receipt in the email as well, guys, because I'm going to be assigning to you the roles for your beginner's mentorship. So one of the packets are for the beginner's mentorship, and the other packet is for the continuation into it's beginners and strategies alongside the lifeline trading, and two algorithms all for one price, right? That's just not the price of any of this. It's incredibly cheap, I must say, right? And the continuation strategies would be, the continuation mentorships would be the executions and psychology mentorship. So I'm talking about 34 weeks in the beginners into strategies, and then another 34 weeks for the executions and psychology, including two buy sell algorithms and the lifeline trading team for pretty much for free. I'm just throwing it all in there for one price, and that's all in the description below, team. So if you want to take advantage of that now, this is the only time I'm ever going to present this. So for example, all of those things within those two packages, it's $699. The typical price for just two of those mentorships is about $800 and something to $900 for both, right? Just for both. And then also the executions and psychology, I think that's like $1,100, right? So I'm displaying it to you with the algorithms, with the lifeline trading team, and the two mentorships for literally $699. So I'm cutting it here, team. I'm cutting it all the way down so that you guys can be able to take advantage of that in one shot. So let me know if you have any questions, where you can ask me things, guys, in private. You don't have to ask them here, right? Make sure to send me over an ArcMastersCourse Gmail, right? So ArcMastersCourse@gmail.com. So why don't we take a look just at one more little thing here, and maybe we can even take a look at some crypto tickers tonight. Maybe we can look at the continuation signals for let me just kind of do this here for now. Maybe we can also add the continuation signals for XRP. Like, what are we doing within the shorter time frame? Because we're noticing here that we had a little bit of a drawdown from that $1, and where do we go, man? Damn, 196. Was that really the case? Holy crap, 195.94, right? So we could be using a pullback for a specific reason, and I think I have that pullback already kind of figured out for you, right? So what do you guys say? What do you guys say? I go over just a little bit more here of the algorithm for the technical use behind it, and then we can just go ahead and move on to look at some tickers for the coming days. What say you, team? Throw an A in the chat if that sounds good to you. Throw an A in the chat if you want to go ahead and continue observing the Arca Bulls team and their charting, right? Nice. I love it, man. Torito, good to see you there. Stupid Bitcoin, good to see you there as well. What is up, JP? You saying you need it, my brother? Make sure to hit that link in the description below. It'll take you to Square, right? Square, you can use any major credit card on that thing, my dude. And just shoot me a DM with your TradingView username and everything will be good. It's really as simple as that. Okay, team. So, Quitty Baby, thank you so much for sharing your awesome information and awesome service here towards the team. So, let me just go ahead and give you guys the hold on, I'm not sure what I did there. Okay, just coming back into the chat here. All right, perfect. So, yeah, so what I'm going to do here, team, is just go over some very basic things. Maybe give me around 10 minutes because it doesn't take too long to really understand how this algorithm could be used, right? So, why don't we load not the manual transmission one, right? We're gonna load right now the automatic transmission, the one that's more user friendly, right? But remember, you're going to be getting both here. And for those of you who already are proud owners of this, then let me know, and we'll be able to just adjust your permissions, because the other one is now officially released, and you will be getting this. You will be getting your indicator here soon enough. Okay, so it doesn't have to be XRP, right? This is an indicator that can be used in literally anything. It's just how you use it is the way that you're going to be able to better benefit from it. So we're noticing here that you got a sell signal, right? On the 2-minute time frame of XRP, the sell signal was around 193. So thinking that you can go short here, right? So if you're getting a sell signal here, the thing goes 193 or 194 short, and it jumps up to 195, and then starts capitulating. Look at the brightness of the red as the whole averages, as the whole bands expand, right? So it continuously red, and you see that you start to slow down. You're starting to see lighter colors in the red, right? And then out of nowhere, you start showing a little bit of green, but you're still within red candles. These are your warning signals that you can start seeing upside and reversion, right? So that's my fail-safe to you, is that this will start decreasing the volatility colors from the whole bands before it starts going up. So it'll start reading ahead of time that there's potential loss of strength towards whatever side, short or long. So if you want to use your discretion, you would use it at the first green bar, because everything's been red, except for this one here. So you could have covered at this point. What this is doing is that it's covering you at an area to where it's like, okay, for real, now I think it's bullish. We've made enough cash from this entry here down to this entry here and exit here, and then let's just go ahead and do whatever else. So now you buy the asset here, right? So you covered your short. Now it tells you to go in again, right? So you have the option to be able to choose one more time. How is it that it's all bright red, right? You have the sell signal, you're going short, right? Now you start to get a little bit of weakness here. You're starting to notice the color difference within the red, right? So then you start seeing, oh shit, it's going in the green. You could have covered here, right? But this is just using the algorithm for its basic function, right? This is not even using, this is not even considering the potentials of your own discretion, right? It's not using the, well, this level here, right? If you're observing it without the, per se, right? This level here, if you're not using it with any other credit, I'm sorry, if you are going to use it with your technicals and your ability, then you're going to notice that we're breaking down, we come up to this area here and we're testing all of this resistance, right? So this low area is literally where we came down. Bam! We supported from this low here. We come up, and now we're testing all of this resistance. If I can draw it in for you, I'll do it just like this. Look, I'll show you the zones. Because I know sometimes it's a little harder for me to display things. And also it's a little harder for me to be able to show you what I see here as a discretionary trader, right? So if you're noticing here, I'm going to just display it to you as very simple as I could, right? So just like this. We break below. Well, in this case, right, let's just break below that area here, right? So we bounce from this zone because we've already visited that before, right? Now, we bounce to the upside, and And then this resistance is all of these candles over here, right? All of this crap right here, all this, all that. So that's where we start resisting right up here. So naturally we come down. We would need a lot of pressure to be able to get over this entire zone of resistance though. This is only the beginning of resistance within that zone. So if we're able to use our own discretion, then we could actually gain some benefits over using the ABT momentum channels, right? So in this case, it's telling you buy, and it actually fucking kind of nailed it pretty nicely, right? All the way up there. So nice. And actually, this could have been a short signal to a buy signal, right? And it could have been a buy signal short term to a sell signal up here. Now, you have a false signal right down here. That's what I want you to test. Because this thing had you buy here, but it's telling you to sell down here, so you lost cash, right? False breakout. Now, why would you not break out of that point? Well, now, again, this is where your discretion comes in. And again, this is where I would be able to teach you as a master's student where those areas are to look out for. So here, we got faked out. Why would it get faked out? Well, because this is all this, let me show you. All this support here, huge bounces to the upside, right? Now we drop below this level and we come up and test that resistance like crazy there. All this resistance. Then we fail. And then we come right back at it. How are we not going to fail this zone? So this is where your discretion comes in, right? So not only are you supposed to, yeah, you can rely on the indicator and you'll be able to see how accurate it is. But what's to prevent the indicator from knowing that you can potentially get trapped via a play that happened before? The algorithm is not trained to see this trap. It's trained to see the signals based on volatility within the whole bands, and that's it. So if we're talking about a robot that can be able to look back and say, yo, we had a lot of selling at that point, so maybe my whole bands are wrong here. Like, imagine the system that you would have to build for that. It would have, in other words, it would be called a human, right? It would be called a discretionary professional trader. A trader inside of the equities, and that would be us, right? So that's why we want to use our discretion alongside the system's proprietary criteria. So that is pretty much how to use your volatility bands here. I'm talking about the whole bands. So it is based with a cloud around it, team. I have one more little tip for you. If you say, for example, you want to not have it overlaid on the price action the way you're observing it here, check this out. I have a trick for you. Open up an RSI, something simple, right? Something as simple as an RSI. Do this. Try to catch where your hand, you see how the cursor turns into a hand? Try to get it like this and drag it into the RSI and let it go. Right? Now, from the inside of the settings of your RSI, you can do this too. Check this out. Delete everything that the RSI has to offer. Right? So if there are lines, if there are whatever, cool. We get rid of the RSI, or you can just go up here and hit the trash on the RSI. And now you have momentum channels inside of this pane. Right? And you can set this thing to even in automatic, so it kind of like goes along with you as you zoom in and zoom out. So now you'll be able to see it in a different perspective. You'll be able to catch your buy-sell signals down here instead of having it on pane, right? So that's also another thing that I potentially I'm gonna release to you. I'm potentially gonna add another one, a third one that you can use so that it's not on pane. Right? So that it's not on the display over your candles. But for now, I can go ahead and just show you how to do that manually, right? And then you have it right down here. So you use your discretion, you use your price action, you use your system, right? So now you are trading the financial markets with a system. And it's not only you trading your full discretion against their systems. So you would have your own, right? And I will say that I have some of my students here that even trade with more of them too. For example, the Long John Silver and the Golden Death, right? So those Golden Death strategies, they would also they would also show you their own different buy and sell conditions, right? So, what the fuck? Where is it? I had it right in here. Let's see. Let me go ahead and I think I could probably load it from the Pine editor. Where am I? This one here, right? Let me go ahead and add this thing into my favorites. Where you at? There we go. I'll add it into my favorites. Come back in here and the golden death, right? So let's just look for it. I know that it's probably here. They are now. Okay, so this is your golden death strategy, and you'll be able to see its price action up here too. All right, so you have the short signals right here. You have the long signals right there, and you're going to be able to see what now a second system does against another system, right? So you have your short signal here, right? You have a short signal here. Does it match with your momentum channels, and how can you use them together against the probabilities of the financial markets, right? So you'll be able to see the validity of one algorithm against another algorithm live. And some of my students even have 3 or 4 that I've already built for them. So take a bite of your pizza, baby. Take a bite of your pizza. Right, so that's currently what I'm trying to show you here, team, is that you don't have to trade completely naked. You could also trade alongside systems that are trying to optimize the price for you live, right? So this is also in that package down there, and that's all on you, team. You would be able to use this in whichever way you want, attenuate them, manipulate them, change them, but know that they are built by me and they are not built by someone else who you could be accusing of market manipulation through them, right? So you have your golden death, right? You can block that one there, and you have your long john silver. Does this have similar signals as the momentum channels, or does the long john silver have similar signals as the golden death? And do they? There's so many ways. There's so many ways that you can use this, right? But long john silver here presenting a 5-minute time frame, 96.63% profitability, and that's almost perfect, right? So literally, the long john silver is giving us a better average than momentum channels in the XRP 5-minute time frame. So there you go, right? So now you can see how these things could be adjusted, or how they can be added towards different assets, right? Not one algorithm is going to be the answer for every asset. In fact, you'll be able to attenuate it to work within the specific time frame of the specific asset. All that, yeah, you can attenuate that. But sometimes the talent shows the moment that it shows up stock, right? And then you're like, holy crap, okay, well, that one shows the better probabilities for buy and sell signals. And I think I'm going to take advantage of this one within this asset, in this time frame. Every time frame will give you different signals. Every asset will give you different signals. So you have many time frames to test. You have many time frames to forward test, see how it behaves as the price action moves, and kind of log these things, right? And you'll be able to literally gain your stats here, and you'll be able to catch higher probability entries and exits, not so much as you would just by guessing, right? So this is systems trading, team. This is in a sense institutional strategies being presented towards you as well. So that is it here for the systems that I am presenting to you as a Cyber Monday and Black Friday deal, right? So make sure to hit the description below, guys. The Square link is there for you to take advantage of, and all you do is DM me your TradingView username and the receipt of purchase, right? And that would be it. I'm giving you lifetime access here to the trading team and to the algorithms, and also including you to the Beginner's Mentorship Trading and Charting program that's coming up in about 2 weeks here, guys. Okay, we are about to start this, and the continuation as well. So just let me know. Just let me know whatever you guys want to do, team. So why don't we just go ahead and put here to the side the algorithms and start observing the XRP asset. So let me go ahead and get rid of the algorithms here, and I want to take a look at price, because there is a very, very interesting thing happening right as we speak right now within XRP, right? I noticed that a lot of people kind of got worried over the last few days that the asset kind of dropped to the downside, right? So I mean, there's a couple of things that we need to be infinitely aware of. when things like that happen. I know that a lot of you have already seen that I have a massive, I have a massive, analysis thread on this. And just to give you guys a quick reminder for those of you who are new to this, right? I'm not sure if you guys are or not, but just a quick reminder here. We are looking at this top side phase as one entire phase. And we are also looking at this phase as one entire phase as well, right? So we're looking at stage 1, 2, and 3, right? And if we're going to match this to this area here, then we would respectively see stage 1, 2, and 3 as well. Just it looks like this is a large rendition over this bottom phase, right? And the way I can tell you that it could be a phase of that sort is simply by measuring the iterations, right? So if we take a quick little I see my charts kind of scattered everywhere, and I think I already had some of that kind of drawn in other places here. It's all good. But if we were able to just, let me just measure it manually in front of you right now, right? So if we were to take this measurement here from this point to where the asset started to kind of take off, right at this point, you're going to notice that this is around 43 bars, 1,308 days. So now, respectively, from this bottom side, which could arguably be this candle here, right? So we would go ahead and put it from that zone and measure it to the takeoff candle, right? So if we take it off to this point here, then you're going to notice that that phase is also just very close to that 1,370 days, 45 bars compared to the first one, right? 1,308, 1,370 days. And now if we look at the second stage of this second entire phase, then why don't we go ahead and measure that respectively from that bottom side, right? Just like this, and to the takeoff candle. And naturally we are seeing that we are again 47 bars, right? So interestingly enough, we're getting rhyming here within all of these phases. So this is why I can tell you that this phase up here is consistent of 2 equal phases of this initial one, but it is also the one larger one respecting this price here. Now, know something from me. I do not practice fractal analysis. I actually don't like to believe that something has that limitation, right? We have infinite programs that can literally push us to observe so many different types of price action here. And yet this is presenting these very simplistic approaches, I guess, right? So it's very simple too, right? Because even in this phase here, we have a long wick to the downside, creating what Wyckoff theory calls a terminal shakeout, a spring, and price action essentially creates a bull flag and takes off. In the shorter time frame, well, respectively, similar to that, right? Huge spring towards the downside, bull flag, and takes off. And they happen cyclically, right? It happens cyclically through its through its time. What about this? If you don't believe these bars, right? Why don't we just simply take a carbon copy of price? Look at this. Check this out. Let's take a carbon copy of price, just like this here, right? And apply it. Let's apply it to, let's say, this phase here, right? So we do it like that, and take a look. So, fuck. And then what about if we did this? Let's apply it to the other phase back here. Holy shit, again. So they're kind of fucking rhyming here, right? before it takes off. So that leads me to believe that this is actually running some type of psychological breakout. And these breakouts are very curious. They're not, I cannot tell you that they are limited at all. They are, in fact, they're not limited. Let me see if I actually have my other charts here, because I would love to display to you the further analysis on XRP. I believe I do, actually. That's right over here. Nice. Okay, so this is the next. This is the next part to that, right? I wanna see if I have it. Yeah, I guess I could show you through this. Okay, so remember, we were talking about the stage 1, 2, and 3, right? And respectively, up here, we're talking about stage 1, 2, and 3. I want you to stay with me. So that's stage 1, 2, and 3. I want to know what the measurement is from the low down here, which, by the way, very curiously enough, we created a new low right here at that stage 2 to 3. This is your new low. And if we go back to the price action and observe what we did before that 1, 2, and 3 jump, then we go 1, 2, the 3 jump, and see what happened just before we made that upside. Check it out. We made a new low there too before it ran to that upside. So that's also something that I was observing, like, holy shit, okay, XRP is creating this behavioral anomaly, right? So what about if we measured that though? What if we measured the bottom side to the top side? What are those? Is there any rhyming? Well, to my surprise, there is. The low of this here to the high of that iteration is 780%. And check this out. This here is measuring 808%. Fuck. So we have rhyming from the stages too. So if we're running on a fractal here, and this thing is literally taking off at this point, we are also taking off at this point. Both iterations are taking off at equal times as the first one. 1, 2, and 3 iterations now perfectly aligned, right? Now, the next jump is the curious one. So this is the monthly time frame. This is that huge month, the first month, right? And we experience some red. Now, notice what's happening right now. We have the huge month and we're experiencing some red again. That's fucking scary, right? That it's rhyming this closely. I'm not saying that it's going to drop as much as this one did. I'm saying here that this could pull back because we just got the monthly close. Check it out. 30 days and 19 hours to close this existing monthly tiny little red bar that's just starting right now, right there. So that is the reason why we're getting a pullback right now, team. Now, you're going to say, Arca, what is the reason again that we're getting a pullback? Well, when we get a pullback of this nature, or in any nature, really, 60 to 70% of the time, you'll get a 30 to 50% prior bar pullback at the open of the new one, right? So now we printed this massive Marabazoo candle here, right? And 60 to 70% of the time, you'll get a 30 to 50% prior bar retrace. 50% on this would be literally all the way down to 104. Not sure that it can do that, though. There are several things in line here that are getting in the way from it to get down to that level. Number one, what happened in this iteration in comparison to the other iterations, for example, we take off here. Also, we take off here. But notice that this actually stopped at a critical resistance and had way more resistance above too. This wasn't ready for breakout. Now, in this situation here, we actually stopped at a very similar area like we did right over here to this resistance top. So this resisted at this point here, and there was just an enormous amount of volatility towards the downside. So this actually had all that resistance on top as well. It wasn't ready. So it broke out from this point and it started resisting at this area again. Notice how it closed below this area, introducing the ease of a drop into the next bar. But what's happening now is that we didn't close below this. We are closing at it or above it, this close. Now we are not down here. So the cards are actually shifted now. Now this is actually giving some idea of an immediate short-term support and a temporary pullback on a monthly retrace. So what I'm saying here is that there could be support found within this zone here in some of the shorter time frame, 178.40 to 160 before this thing just continues towards the upside. And I'm not going to say that that's officially what's going to happen here, team, because I don't know. I just run on probabilities. I run on mathematical concepts. But what would stop us from getting there? Because this is a monthly close, and you're saying that 60 to 70% of the time you'll get a 30 or 50% prior bar pullback, right? We have to identify the shorter time frame closes too. What else did we get to close? So In this situation here, we can go back to the to what's about to close. So we're about to close the weekly time frame. We're about to close the bi-weekly time frame, 18 hours. That's literally tomorrow evening. The 5-day time frame closed. So the 5-day time frame is this bar right here. So if we're looking at the support from the 5-day 50% retrace, so that's telling us that we would stop somewhere around $1.64. Well, that sounds familiar, right? Because I just spoke about my supports being here, 160 to 178, based on the monthly prior bar range right here. So now your 5-day time frame is opposing that too. It's saying, wait a second, the fucking 5-day time frame, right? The 5-day has a 50% prior bar retrace as well. We can't ignore that. So we look at it, 50% of this 5-day bar landing right in the pocket that we're looking at for the monthly retraces in its historical value, historical price, right? What else did we close? Well, the 4-day is about to close, so that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see what else we got. The 3-day is also about to close. Holy shit. The bi-daily is also about to close as well. And what do you know? The daily is also. So if the bi-daily has a 50% that's located right about, I'd say, I don't know if it's going to decompress that far because we have 18 hours, but anything can happen here. This target here would be the 50% of this bar because we're trading this one. It would retrace to the 50% of this bar, right? Look at the target on that. It's also 163 to 164. Interesting, right? And it's also at the top side of this bar here. Okay, now what about the 3-day? Because we noticed that this is also potentially pulling back to the 50%. So the 50% of this bar here is literally leading towards around 170, right? So if we draw a 170 line there, then what do you know? The monthly time frame was already telling us 178 to 160, the overall zone. We're still within that pocket. And you're noticing that almost every one of these time frames are ending up at that target anyway. What about the 4-day time frame? Because that one too, 50% prior bar retrace in 18 hours being the close tomorrow evening. Well, look at the 50% of the 4-day bar. Where is it? 164. So what I'm saying here is that all of these immediate short-term time frames are responsible for holding price action at a certain area. Why? Because time dominoes, because time cascades. So if the initial time frame, like the bi-daily, which is a lot smaller than a monthly, if the bi-daily supports at that 64 and bounces towards the upside, that means that the bi-daily is going to feed to the 3-day, which is going to bounce also, which is going to feed to the 4-day, bounce also. And eventually when it gets to the 5-day weekly, bi-weekly, that pressure towards the upside starts to reject the downside in the initial time. It's the dispersion of time now. So we're using like a wave theory. And it's not really something that we can theorize. We can actually observe it. It's kind of like somebody with a plank of wood inside a very still body of water, and you create an initial thrust that's, I mean, just imagine the first impact on this being as hard as you can to thrust the still body of water with that plank of wood. Well, you're going to see the waves start initially very, very hugely, right? And then those waves are eventually going to diminish because of that initial thrust. So unless this thing has some type of negative catalyst where it says it lost a case, XRP is going to go out of business, so then it's going to hit another thrust to the downside, and then it'll stop. It'll cascade below this. And then people are going to say, everybody's risking off XRP. We all hate it. XRP is going to hit another thrust, which is then going to start cascading into the larger time frame 50% retraces. But if that's not actually the case, and you guys are telling me that you're bullish the fundamentals of XRP, then we are looking at this as a higher probability retrace and reloading area. 160 to 178 overall, specifically speaking around the focuses, I guess 165, right? This area, 164.25 to about 170.94. Those are my focuses. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm actually just sharing with you the my personal bias, right? I'm just sharing with you my personal perspective over where I believe price action can go. So, what if we can validate that mathematically? Is there a way to validate that mathematically? Well, yeah, we actually could use volatility versus momentum, and against two types of volatility: linear dispersion of returns, and we can use the average true range through my algorithm here, the data cells. These are the ABT stats, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at your 4-hour time frame, because I expect a downside, right? Of course, we're looking at a downside here on price action, so naturally speaking, sure. We're looking at short-term distribution, right? So here's your 4-hour time frame downside pivot, right, on your stochastic momentum. I assume that it's going to be a little more exponential with the shorter time frame. So 3-hour time frame downside pivot, right, bi-hourly time frame nosedive, and red bars, right, hourly time frame likely the same and passing the 50% of this stochastic momentum, just like that, right? So if we have short-term supports, that's probably leading towards a downside of 185. Validate the resistances within that 190. Continuation towards the downside to test 182. Validate resistances on 185, and so on and so forth. Zigzags, right? The wave theory. So if that's showing us hourly time frame downside, bi-hourly time frame nosedive leading into the 3-hour time frame, which is over in 18 minutes, right? 4-hour time frame showing us massive red, and it's over in 2 hours. It still has all that red to go. 6-hour time frame creating what's called a tweezer top, right? This is a tweezer top formation, and don't let me find out that the opening of this bar is above the closing of this green one. So that opening is 195.21, and this closing here is 195.21 lucky, but it's still a red outside bar and a tweezer top formation. 2 bearish formations within one. So leading towards a downside continuation. 17 minutes to close. This likely gives you a very short-term opportunity to get your asses out of this asset. First opportunity would be 188. Second opportunity would be at the areas of 189.74 to 189.92, followed by a continuation into that 167 that I'm talking about so far, right? So far, that's just discretion. Does the 6-hour time frame have downside? Yes, it does. And it's expanding. It's also in the critical expansion, meaning that we're hitting the throttle, right? We're gassing it to the downside. So now let's go to the 8-hour. 8-hour time frame. We're gassing it to the downside. Fuck. 8-hour time frame as well. Creating a tweezer top. It's creating a red outside bar, and it's below, right? It's below the prior bar, and that's more validity, right? More. 12-hour time frame. Tweezer top as well. And looking pretty fucking red. Identified here, let's see, we can identify in 6 hours, this thing can retrace to the 189 as well. So does it have a downside pivot? It fucking does. It has a downside pivot. In fact, your SMA 14 is starting to cross below the EMA 3 if you look very, 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 very carefully. Like this. That's your crossover and signal. Sometimes these signals can be way, 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 way embedded, and you would need to take a look at very, very, very silly little, silly increments in time. All good. So if we're noticing here that we're getting all this green, 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 and green, at some point this thing would technically pull back, right? And what better place to pull back than the monthly close confluence to your $2 target and all that, right? Psychologically speaking, statistically speaking, technically speaking, all of that shit, right? All together bundled into one huge dirty diaper. So let's go ahead and now see if the downside bias is present in the daily. So, okay, so daily has a little bit of weakness, so it's re-expanding with a little bit of weakness, right? So that's showing us that there could be that slight downside edge with strength, right? So now let's move on. Let's continue. What's the buy daily telling you? The buy daily time frame is still pivoted towards the upside. Historically speaking, this can still go further up, meaning that it can still ride up harder to the 100%. In fact, we're sitting at 88%. We're still sitting 12% away from that top end. Right, so if this thing did in the buy daily time frame, right, in the buy daily time frame, which is going to be over in 18 hours, if this thing ran from 176 all the way to 190 something, with this little, I'm talking about this is the amount of upside that it took from here to here. That's what it took to make the upside for, actually, I'm going to give it to you like this. The upside from $1.46 to $2 was done through this upside of stochastics. The result of the buy daily time frame starting its upside from down here is a lot different. That's my entry. That's where I spoke to you guys at 48 cents. This shift here was the 48-cent entry, and from 48 cents to $2 is what the buy daily stochastic momentum did. And it's still not done. It could still go further. And a way that we can tell that it can ride that hard is simply by backtesting that. What has it done historically? So what level did this thing start to take off from? Right? So let's look at stochastic momentum and identify where we started reverting from, which is this area here. Let's draw, we're going to draw this teal line here. Let's just make sure that we can all kind of clearly see it, right? We're going to make it, like that. And you know what? We'll just make it red. Bright red. There you go. Candy red, right? So we'll make this huge line here, and this would be telling us that, okay, when is the last time that we've actually reverted from this zone to all the way up there in one shot, just like the way this one kind of did? Let's look back in history. Well, this could be one here, right? So let's mark off a vertical line there, and let's see if we have another one that made a straight shot towards that upside. Arguably speaking, that one, but I want to be a little more, I want to be tighter within the observations and within the iterations that we're choosing to backtest here. The more simple the criteria, the easier it would be for us to identify higher probabilities. I guess we could use this one too, but it didn't go as high. But still, we bounced from that area, and we could use that just to see how did it behave, right? What did it do? I guess in some way we could also use this one here, although the yellow line didn't really reach it, right? So, and then maybe even this one too, because it's a split in between two, because we're lacking some information here. We're lacking data because XRP hasn't really been trading for too long. So what I'm doing here with you, team, is actually testing. It's called back testing, right? So this is how we gain our discretion for potential entry criteria. Like, what can it do based off of these signals, right? So now let's get rid of the volatility and see what it did historically throughout these timeframes that we observed. So this one in specific, let's go ahead and observe price and see what it did. So we'll get rid of price like this, and it looks like it did kind of drop down into some critical lows, right? So specifically here and even down into this area. So let's just say that this thing dropped to 29 cents over the span on the buy daily of about, January to about July of 2023. 5-month period. It looks like this thing ran about 209% upside. So that's a positive iteration that we just noticed. Let's go to the next iteration, which would be here. Right? So, and here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We have to stop where the signal on the stochastic momentum also started dropping out. So that may have not been the whole time. So, okay, it looks like it stopped from this iteration here. It stopped at this point. So that gives us a better understanding. So that moved 51% to the upside from the bottom here to that top side. So I feel like we should probably consider that too. All right. So now the next signal here coming down from this area here. So let's go ahead and start measuring that as well. So let's take that bottom side of price action here, which on the OHLC on top we'll be able to see if we hover over the candle. The low is 29.50. So let's just say that we would go up towards that 29.50 just like this and start measuring to whenever the stochastic momentum stopped, which could be right about here, marking off a 65% to the upside. Cool. All right, now there's one more here. There's another one here, and it looks like this top side right here was responsible for this massive move, right? So that's another one here. We can measure that. Let's see how long it went towards that upside. That's about 200% to the upside. Curious. There's another one here, right? So let's move this out of the way and identify the low, right? Right over here, we have the low of the stochastic momentum indicator, right at that point. And it looks like it stopped its upside about here. So it's responsible for this upside target. So let's just measure that, right? So this was responsible for a move that was 70% to the upside. And I don't know if we have any others that we're looking at, but that alone, this criteria that you're observing, every single one of them has hit to pretty massive upsides. And seeing that we just bounced from this one to create the biggest high that it's ever created from there leads me to show you one more thing. Notice here that this is a 300% jump. The largest one that we experienced was 200. So if I am now telling you that this is the biggest iteration that it has ever faced, then that explains this next move. Let's go ahead and take a look at volatility. I'm going to get rid of all the drawings here. And I'm going to load the monthly time frame. This is your monthly time frame for XRP. Notice that volatility is expanding, breaking above the 15% with a huge throttle towards the upside, and this thing completely erect. And it's now inside of the bullish control zone. The monthly time frame has never contracted, meaning inside of the 15%, this is the 15% bar, inside of this level. The monthly time frame has never, the asset, the XRP has never contracted this long or even entered this low of critical contraction in its entire trading history. As long as this thing has traded since 2013. Till to present day, this has never, it started expanding from this critical low. And it also, curiously enough, also hasn't had a single one-shot volatility expansion move this large in its history either. Not this one, no. Not this one either. This is one solid shot, 9% to this area, 72% volatility in one shot. These are historic times. And this is why I'm saying that one of my minimum targets here, for XRP are $31 to $37. And if that's really the case, you know, I have ways to look at that, and that's done through this method here. You know, we use this chart just to give you guys one more little thing here, right? Remember the 800% that we matched, the two 800% from the stage 3, right? So now if we look at the next pump to the upside being 7,269, I want to not just know that we did that. So what if we did the stage 3 low to high geometric retracement, Fibonacci? Let's see what it has. So if we retrace it from that high to this low here, the 800%, it takes it to this resistance here, the 2.618 Fibonacci ratio, taking it to that 40-cent level, which reached around 39.94 to its respect. Very fucking curiously enough, and also a golden mean. Good. Now, what if we take into consideration measuring the Fibonacci retracement from this 800% gainer? Does it match the 2.618? And does it match the 2.618 as like a 7,269% jump like this? Will it match it like that? Using the 800% jump, right, retracement, would it match the 7,269 to the 2.618? So let's measure the retracement from this area here, the other 800%er, right? And take a look at here. Well, it fucking does. 7,269%, 2.618, 37.62. So, holy crap. We have rhyming signals, geometrics against psychology, against statistics. And if we have further psychology to validate, is there anything else that can give us the hints towards an upside? Well, you guys already know how fucking much I hate a cup and handle, right? I don't use this formation ever, but there's your cup and handle right here, right? So measuring the cup's entire little whatever thing here, right? That measurement leads to something curious, right? So you just measure like this, right, to the bottom side of the fucking cup, right? And you apply it to the top of the fucking handle just like this, and it takes you to a target of where? Fucking $31.69. Shit. Now, if we take a geometric from a different perspective here within that cup, it's 2.618 as well at fucking almost $30. Holy shit, right? So, man, this is more confluence that we're looking at here. And then if we go into your annual chart, right, guys, this is a bull flag, right? That's that's your annual bull flag here. And also we could take a implied move, right? We'll get the measured move is what I'm trying to say. So measured move on this would be the top of the flag all the way to the very bottom side of that flag being this low right here, right? We apply that to the top of the flag being, let me see, that's going to be right at this point, which is located at 332. So 332 to the upside, we are measuring, where is that yellow line? Get rid of that thing. There it is. 332 is leading towards, you guys are hearing it here first because I'm noticing that I don't have the amount of followers that I usually do. And I'm leading towards the 3-spot 272 of $100.94. So if that's the case, then now you understand why in my original thread of analysis, I had... Let me see if you can actually see it here, because I think I may have it in my other chart. Hi, baby. How you doing, little guy? Ouch. You okay? Okay. This is now why you're going to be able to see that this is why I have this. This is going to be my next thread of analysis, and I intend to release this tomorrow. I'm going to create a 4-part series on the XRP asset. And now know this. I'm not entirely risk off. I'm lying. I have risked $6 at the entry of $1.50 to forward test my criteria. Because as long as I decide to start creating analysis threads over a ticker that a lot of people believe in, I will remain myself risk off so that I can make sure to have a clear bias. Meaning that clear bias is telling me and should tell you that I don't give a shit if this thing goes short or long. And as long as the chart reads upside or downside, I will say it. But for those of you who entered at my go at 48 cents or 40 cents, whatever the fuck that was, so far, so good. And I spoke about it, likely hitting $2 from that low. The video that I released on YouTube, actually, so many people, a lot of people kind of DM me saying, you don't know what you're talking about, bro. This thing, XRP, has been fucking dormant here for fucking 3 years. And I'm like, that's exactly why I'm saying this is about to run. I'm saying it because this thing has the most massive amount of contraction that I've ever seen in any asset thus far. And this is likely leading me to believe that that Bitcoin is likely going to 100K here pretty fucking soon. So I spoke to everybody and I released the video officially saying XRP 105 target. Motherfuckers were literally laughing at me when I did that. And here is my video so you guys can take a look. XRP 105 targets spotted. Now, when was this? Published in September 2017. So September of 2017, XRP, if we kind of dive back into the, I guess to a shorter time frame, maybe 8-hour time frame. Well, let's kind of look in price action here, where the hell that September 17th was even located, right? So, wait a second. Was it actually around this area here? Fuck, I guess it was right here, right? Arca signaling right in this area here. So the pullback, right? Initial response towards the upside, likely leading towards a resistance of around 64. You can see the video for yourself, right? Resistance here, pull back down to the areas of around 45 to 48 cents, 50 cent supports, entry at 48, and fucking wait for it. Likely this thing will reach the 105 target. It reached the 105 target right about here. Take a look at how high I was already determining that. I also had a 124 target that I didn't talk about because many people were already throwing shit at me. Who gives a fuck about them though, right? We are here and we're doing it and we're doing this, man. So I was able to present to you guys a very interesting thread of analysis here that led a lot of people towards some good gains. And again, morally speaking, I will remain risk off as long as I am presenting the analysis threads for this. The only thing I am actually asking for is actually for you to know how to trade the financial markets, be it crypto, because that's literally where I came from, right? I trained in crypto, because those of you who know me know that my son, I almost lost his life at 2 years old. He's 4 now. God bless him. Right. So and because of his low blood iron, because of his almost suffocating, super low of hemoglobin, he flipped my schedule. He couldn't sleep. The sleep patterns with someone with that low of hemoglobin, the iron in their blood, it's terrible, right? Anemia is just absolutely terrible. So I practiced and I trained, through the means of a very talented trader who is a market maker, who was a market maker and trader at Arca, hence the name, and also my personal mentor. So I would only be able to call them during the day if I woke up. So I had nothing but crypto to practice in. So this is why I know a lot about the crypto space. But after that, when I started to balance out his schedule, I completely moved on to equities. So traditional markets and I still are friends, right? I do this every single day. But now, because of the crypto run and because of me observing the potentials of continuation from way, 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 way back, signaling entry to my freaking family at $800 Ethereum, signaling entry to my folks at a $17,600 level Bitcoin when it, and then it dropped to 15.6. Since then, guys, I've been through that. I've been through the whole cycle here. So now I want to be able to re-dive back into crypto and express to you how much knowledge I gathered through that super lonely time, right? And also what I've gathered here into the equities, because there is a true relationship here, but not effective enough to call it coupled. They decouple often is because the crypto space has its own narrative and its own embedded narratives within the narrative too. So there are reasons that the crypto markets can rally, and there are reasons why it wouldn't rally the broader markets, right? Traditional markets. And for those of you who know crypto, you know that to be a very clear notion, right? So, yeah. So just saying, guys, the only thing that I'm really asking you for is to, consider sending me an email, right? I want to teach you how to trade the financial markets. I want to show you how to trade price action, because what I did here on XRP is no different than I would do with anything else, guys. Literally, the A+ trades, this was not an A+ trade to me, right? Because it's so cheap. This marked it my first official B- microcap, right? So that is about as fucking hard as I'll go for something with this small evaluation. That's the highest I would ever go. So to its merit, it has played out pretty good. The last few A+ plays were actually done through the means of MSTR, MicroStrategies, which is purchasing the Bitcoin asset, and now they are the largest holder at around 386,000 Bitcoin, right? That was the other A- play, leading price from $180 to $500, right, in one play. Entry at 180, by the way. And before that was Tesla, from $250 down to sub $100. I'm sorry, sub $200, $250 to sub 200. People couldn't believe it, man. Again, people really don't understand that what I'm observing here are the probabilities of price action through the means of statistics, through the means of some physics, and also, thank you, baby. Thank you so much, honey. This is your sissy. Yeah, it's your sister's, honey. Yeah. So it's using physics, it's using statistics, using a bit of, sprinkle a little bit on top with some technicals and whatever else, team. You just heard it here from me from XRP, and you haven't heard the full thesis just yet. But yesterday I did not release the $100 target, and in fact, that's still not my target. So I released a little bit more just for those of you who are observing here a little bit late. So guys, I encourage you to sign up to those courses that I have down there that I'm never going to present at those prices again. In fact, I've already been certified pro by a prop firm, and I am now a funded trader. So if I'm going to continue teaching, I don't know. I'm saying here that the ability for starting to make actual real returns is starting to become a reality here. And I'm evaluating again and again. I'm evaluating the 150K account now. And after that one, I intend to go to the 100K account. And after that one, I intend to go to another prop firm. So I want to trade multiple accounts, and I want to be certified pro by several prop firms too. So this is kind of the path that I kind of want to take. So this may actually be the last time that I ever teach this last phase. And who have I taught? So far, team, 330 master students, and they're still climbing. Even within this last batch. So I'm just telling you, take advantage of it while it is there, team. You don't have to. It's all good. But yeah, I just, hopefully I can spend some time with you. The beginner's mentorship will be a lot smaller than it was in the other iterations here, team, because I'm approaching them so close to each other in respects to having you back here with us. So yeah, team, I love you all very much. Consider signing up, because this is going to be one way to get in touch with me very quickly. You're going to have direct, communication with me. Right. So if anything, team, you know where to reach out to me. The links are located in the description below. And if I did well for you, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, right? Because that all helps the algorithm here, and it helps the growth of the Arca Bulls, right? So keep it alive, team. Keep it rolling. And if any questions, reach out to me. But from here, I think this is a pretty good place to leave off, and I will chat with you guys pretty soon. All right, team. I wish everybody a very good rest or a very good day wherever you may be around the world, right, team? Peace, peace, peace. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios, team.